ensuring optimal water quality in poultry, which is a key to get maximize the production efficiency in the poultry industry. So before going to my presentation, just before a few minutes, Dr. Harsha sir introduced me. Yes, very true. Whatever things you told in poultry industry, Venkateshwara Hatcheries Private Limited, when I have joined in the PDRC, which is a research organization, which is the backbone of poultry industry. I have worked in PDRC for 6 years, 6+ years. After that, I have joined in Kemin. Now I am serving as an Associate General Manager for Health Technical Services in Kemin. So, during my presentation, I will be throwing the light on these aspects. That will be what is the key things to look during the farm visit. Water management, what is the role of water, factors affecting water consumption, then evaluating the water quality, then in that color, taste and odor of the water, then bacterial contamination, pH, turbidity, TDS, hardness and mineral contamination. After that, measuring water quality at the farm level, how to measure it, then water treatment, which are the different methods we are following to treat the water or sanitize the water, and at last summary. So when any person or any veterinarian or any poultry person going to farm visit, his first job is to keep his 5 sense organ awake. Which are those? First is nose. You should smell any abnormal smell is coming in the farm. Normally, whenever we enter in the poultry farm, we used to get some abnormal smell. What is that abnormal smell? Most of the time, we used to get the ammonia smell. We should understand what is the level of ammonia by smelling. Along with that, we should hear any abnormal sounds or abnormal noise in the farm. Which are those? Those might be respiratory ralls. Or most of the time, we used to get lot of time some normal sounds also will be there in the chicks. Then we have to see the behavior of the bird. We have to see the crop fill. Then we have to see the what is the status of feeders as well as drinkers. So normally this is the most neglected part. Then we have to see the bird's movement, bird's gait, bird's posture, along with that physical appearance of the bird. Then we have to touch the birds. Lot of time we have to see that crop fill, along with that foot pad, along with that body temperature of the bird and litter condition of the bird farm. And last but not least, test. What we should test? Whether we are testing the water at the farm level? No, never. We are mostly neglecting this part. We should test the water at the farm and feed quality at the farm level also. These are the important things when you are visiting at the farm. You should follow on regular basis. Then, why poultry as a commercial poultry? What are the important essentials of the poultry industry? As Harsha sir also told before during introduction, bird used to consume minimum 1.6 to maximum 3.5 times of the feed consumed quantity of the water. It varies seasons to season. But normally as a thumb rule, we used to discuss bird used to consume double the quantity of the feed consumed. That is the normal we used to say, but seasonally it varies, and most of the time when we are entering in the farm, we are mostly neglecting that part of water because we are doing the formulation. dense formulation. We are thinking of adding amino acids, vitamins, minerals and everything, but we never think of the water. We never think of the whatever water source is available at the farm, we are providing to the birds. But we should give as much as possible attention to the water quality also, which is the most neglected part in our poultry industry. Then, what are the essentials of this poultry? Normally, if we observe, these are the four important aspects which are very much essential for the poultry farming. First one is air quality. Second one is housing. Third one is nutritious food. We are paying as much as attention, more than 90% to all these three. We are spending crores of rupees in housing, as well as we are spending lot of expenses for diet or dense diet formulation, but nobody want to spend the money on the water quality or monitoring also. So which is the most neglected part in our poultry industry. Why water is important? Because water is one of the most important nutrient for the bird or for the poultry. We should say water as a nutrient. We are not thinking water as a nutrient, but it's one of the most important nutrient for the poultry. A bird's body contains more than 70% of the water, and loss of 10% water from the bird's body may lead to death of the birds. In case of breeders as well as layer, a single day without water, bird may stop laying. Okay, and water quality factors can have either a direct or indirect effect on the bird's performance. Why? Because more than 200 physiological processes are going on in the bird's body, and all those processes cannot be completed without water. So for that we have to give the more importance for the water quality and water consumption also. So for that we have to provide safe and adequate or ad libido water supplied to the bird for the getting better productivity in the farm, or in the breeder farm or broiler farm or layer farm in the poultry farms. Okay. Then what is the effect of water temperature on the water consumption? You can observe from this graph, as temperature increases, water consumption also increases, and as temperature decreases, water consumption also go on decreasing. But it will be in between 1.6 to 2 times or 3.5 times of the feed consumed. Then what are the different factors responsible, or what are the factors affecting the water consumption in poultry? There are a lot of factors, but I have highlighted over here. In that, first is water temperature, water's mineral content, as well as water pressure at the farm level or nipple lines. Then drinker types or drinker height. Then humidity of the environment, as well as temperature of the environment, as well as feed intake of the bird, and mineral content or protein content of the diet. Along with that, type of production also plays a crucial role in the water consumption. In that, sex, male or female. Mostly male bird consume more water as compared to female. Then genetic background. Breed to breed there will be slight variation, but it will be ranging in between 1.6 to 3.5 times as feed consumption. But species wise variation will be there. Next, an important one is stocking density. Rather than stocking density, I will say drinker space available to the bird. Along with that, stage of production. That means brooding or growing or laying or pre-layer phase or layer phase in case of breeder as well as layer. So these are the all factors responsible for affecting the water consumption also. Then, as one of the largest populated country in the world, how much water contribution to us as a India? You can see here, globally, whatever water is there, out of that only 4% resources are there in India. But India is having 18%, more than 18% of the global population. So again, this point will be on other hand that we have to use whatever water available or water resources available with us in Indian climate. We have to utilize it in better way. Okay. Then what are these pictures? You can see lot of time we used to see such type of pictures. Highly dense birds, that means drinker space will be very less. You can see lot of algae development inside the nipple lines. We can see lot of contamination, as well as we can see lot of dirt or debris in the nipple cups or drinkers or bell drinkers, as well as lot of time we can see such type of contamination. We can see leakage of the drinkers. We can see the biofilm. Our pipeline will be completely filled with the mud, and we can see lot of contamination in the water lines or drinkers or nipple lines. This is the picture we used to observe at the farm level. Why? Because which is the most neglected part. I used to say to the customers as well as farmers also, we don't bother about the water quality. Whatever water is there, we want to give that one to the bird with cheapest cost investment for that water treatment. Okay. Then how to evaluate this water quality? These are the different things we need to evaluate: color of water, taste of water, odor of water. These are the physical qualities. Then turbidity, bacterial contamination, pH, TDS, hardness, and mineral contamination. So I will try to throw some light over there. What should be the standard, whether we are following it or not. Okay. Then this is the requirement of the poultry water. These are the guidelines provided in different literatures as well as reference articles. I have mentioned here one, but only difference I used to see in the different literature, there is a difference of only this part. Somebody used to say 5.5 to 6.8, somebody used to say 5 to 6.8. But as a veterinarian or as a poultry expert, I used to tell the customers we should provide bird with acidic water, or acidic pH should be there to the birds, which will give you better productivity. And these are the different mineral contaminations or content which are maximum acceptable limits are these. So that we have to follow at the farm level. Then what is the physical quality? In that physical quality, we should give attention for the water color. Water should be clean and water should be mostly transparent. It should be, and it should be clear, colorless, tasteless, and odorless. So there are some important aspects we should observe. There is a reddish brown colored water. Lot of times such type of water we used to observe in the East India, Bangladesh, as well as Bihar, some part, or in Kolkata or Northeast also we used to get such type of water. This brownish color of water or reddish brown color of water is mainly due to presence of iron in the water. Then bluish color. Normally this bluish color is there when there will be higher level of the copper in the water. Then sometimes we used to get some rotten egg like smell from the water, mostly due to higher level of hydrogen sulfide. Then there will be salty taste. We used to call it as a saline water. So this saline water is mainly due to higher content of the NaCl or salt in the water. Then bitter taste. Lot of time we used to get some bitter taste of the water, that is mainly due to higher level of ferrous and magnesium sulfate or manganese in the water. So these are the different tests or colors we use to get it at the farm level. Then turbidity. What is this turbidity? What this turbidity indicates? This turbid water indicates that suspension of some materials like clay, dust, sleet, algae or organic material in the water. And this turbid water will mostly block the pipelines or nipple lines, or which will form the clogged water in the nipple lines or drinkers also. Lot of time it will lead to less supply of water to the birds, or nipples will be blocked. Bird will not get the drinker space and adequate water to the bird. Then physical quality. This is the. Then bacteriological quality. We should test the water for E. coli and coliform bacterial count. Normally, we should see this coliform bacterial count contamination, which will give you the idea about the fecal contamination or fecal matter contamination also. Higher level of this E. coli count, it will indicate the higher level of water contamination. Then the presence of more coliform means there will be more chances of microbial contamination. It may be bacterial or viral contamination also. Then bacteriological tests should be performed at least twice. I have mentioned here twice, but I used to say to the customers it should be done thrice. Every peak of the season, that means rainy season, winter season and summer season, we should do the analysis of the water. Okay. Then how to collect the water samples? Normally, whenever we want to analyze the water or do the analysis of the water, we will say that we have to collect the water and send it to laboratory. So normally we will say this work to our supervisor or worker present over there. They will collect the water in the whatever bottle available over there, and they will send it to the our lab wherever we want to analyze it. But normally we should advise them, or we should tell them what are the precautions we should take during collection of the water. Normally we should collect the water from source of the water, that may be like borewell, well or river, whatever it may be. Then we should take one sample from tank. We should take some sample from water line, middle of the water line and end of the water line. This is the standard procedure we should follow. Then we should collect the water sample in sterile bottle, or we should collect the water sample in sterile water bottles, which may be glass bottle or plastic bottle. Or as a field person, lot of time we will not get the sterile bottle on the field. So I used to say lot of customer, you can take a new water bottle or Bisleri bottle. You first wash your hand, remove the cap of that bottle, throw that water away, and then in that bottle you can collect that water sample. And after collecting those water samples, we should store that water sample in between 0 to 4 degrees centigrade, and we should send that water sample within 8 to 12 hours to the nearest laboratory for the analysis. Otherwise you may get the wrong interpretation or wrong results. And while doing this bacterial contamination analysis, we should get the results of this total bacterial coliform count. It should be 0. Total bacterial count should be 0. Maximum acceptable will be 100 per ml. Coliform bacterial count should be 0. Maximum acceptable will be 50 per ml. So these are the maximum acceptable limits. If you are getting this level of 100 and 50 count per ml, that is acceptable. But it's going above that, we should take some steps to minimize it or reduce it, and then only we can recommend this water for the poultry consumption. This is one article I have kept here. We have collected the sample. This author has collected a sample from entrance of the nipple line, end of the nipple line, in bale drinker also at the entrance and end. You can see over here coliform count, fecal coliform count, E. coli count, fecal staphylococcus count, and mesophilic microorganism count. You can see at the entrance is very much less, but at the end you can see numerous number of count is there. Same thing for bale drinkers. We can agree that for bale drinkers, lot of contamination will be there due to dust as well as debris. It will be falling inside the bale drinkers. But in nipple lines also you can see numerous number is there. What does it mean? It means that higher and higher levels of this biofilm formation in the pipeline is leading to such type of results. So we have to do such type of analysis once in a quarter, or for the broiler farms we should do it during each batch. And if you are getting such type of results, you should do biofilm cleaning or biofilm flushing on regular basis, which is the most neglected part. On the farm level, whenever we are talking about the pipeline flushing, farmer is telling, I have done this pipeline flushing, we are agreeing, but we as a Kemin, we came up with one solution. I will be discussing in the further slides. Then this is one of the other article I could able to get, and which is very much important. Effect of water temperature and stocking density on the broiler performance. You can see over here in this study, author has concluded that importance of this optimizing drinking water temperature and stocking density to enhance the broiler production, especially in the challenging environmental condition. That means higher temperature of the water. Simply we can think of, if we are having this water bottle and we are running on a bike for 1 hour, and after that we are trying to take this water, we could not able to take, although we are very much thirsty, we will take only one sip, we will make our throat only moist, but this will be like a boiling water or very hot water. So same way in poultry also, during hot season temperature of water matters a lot, not only in summer but also in winter also. Lot of time in winter we used to get the cases of visceral gout or nephrosis. That is mainly due to sudden drop of the water temperature at the night hour, which will impact on the water consumption of the bird, and ultimately dehydration will be there. It will be leading to nephrosis or kidney damage as well as visceral gout. Same way for the stocking density. Higher the stocking density, less will be the water consumption in the bird. That may also affect the productivity of the flock or bird in the poultry farms. Then chemical quality. We should analyze for pH, hardness, TDS and dissolved minerals in the water, which is very much important. So normally water pH should be in between 5 to 6.8. That means birds should get acidic water. And too low pH. Lot of time we used to get the complaint from the farmer. Farmer might be telling us, sir, we are getting this egg peritonitis, or sir, we are getting some E. coli issues or some secondary complication. That time we used to ask farmers, increase the dose of water sanitizer or acidifier. And or some of the farmers are using acetic acid or local product like acetic acid or some vinegar they are adding in the water. That time also we used to say them, add some higher dose. They will add some higher dose. Immediately next day farmer will call and tell us, doctor, my water consumption has dropped drastically. Day before yesterday it was 1000 liter. Today it is only 400 to 500 liter. So too acidic pH will drop down the consumption of the water, as well as it will also lead to corrosions of the equipments, plastic equipment or steel equipment or pipelines, whatever it may be. And high pH of the water, which will lead to higher biofilm formation as well as higher calcium and magnesium content in the water, may affect the productivity of the bird. How? I will discuss in later part. Then what is the water pH? So normally the pH of the drinking water for the poultry is acidic. It should be acidic, and a low pH prevails in the upper gastrointestinal. We can see here, this is somewhat pain, but upper intestinal tract is having lower pH. As you descend down, it will be increasing, and slowly at the end part, it will be alkaline pH. So this is the physiology of this gastrointestinal tract pH. Okay. Then this is the observation of 2022 as a Kemin CLS, Customer Laboratory Services. We have observed most of the time, there also one poster is there, more than 86% of water throughout the year which has been analyzed, those are alkaline in pH, and which is not recommended for the poultry consumption, and that will be ranging in between 7.5 or 7.6 and above in some part of Karnataka as well as some part of Tamil Nadu. I have observed water pH of 8.2, 8.3 also. In some in Kolar also I have observed water pH more than 8.3 or 4. So these are the observation from our regional analysis of this water sample. Then hardness, normally for the hardness we used to say soft, categorized it in the 5, that is soft water less than 1, or we used to say this is advisable to consume by the bird. Slightly hard 1 to 3.5, then moderately hard 3.5 to 7, and then hard water 7 to 10.5, very hard water greater than 10.5. So up to this slightly hard or moderately hard, we can recommend the birds consumption. It can be recommended for the poultry consumption, but above that it is not advisable for the livestock. Okay, and if this hard water is there, we have to take some another important steps for the analysis, this softening that water. Then this is also another one graph you can observe here, over here, state wise, where more and more poultry production is there. You can see 6.9 to 8.4 in Andhra, Telangana 6.7 to 8.9. Average pH is above 7.9, 7.6, 7.7, 7.8. That means you can see here more than 7.5. These are the samples which are having more than 7 pH, and average hardness you can see over here. This is the hardness of the water. Here in this sample we have not analyzed the hardness. Then TDS, normally less than 1000 ppm, then 1000 to 2999, which is also satisfactory and we can recommend it for the poultry consumption. Then 5000 to 6999, acceptable for the poultry, almost always cause some secondary complications or immunosuppression or some issues in the bird. Then more than 7000 ppm, this is not advisable, unfit for poultry, but option is not available. We can use it with some treatments. More than 10,000, it is not at all advisable for the livestock consumption. Then this TDS is having very higher detrimental effect on the bird's health and bird performance. Then mineral contamination, variety of mineral contaminations will be there in the water. That will be calcium, magnesium, sodium, lead, iron, chloride, sulfates or sulfites, as well as zinc. Then I will be highlighting only what should be the higher maximum acceptable limit for each this mineral. Magnesium, you can see higher level will cause the laxative effect. We know as a veterinarian or as a poultry person, magnesium sulfate is having the laxative effect which will cause the purgation and loose dropping will be there. Maximum acceptable limit will be 125 milligram per liter of water. Then if this magnesium will be combining with sulfate, it's even 45 to 50 mg per liter also will cause the laxative effect or purgative effect. Then nitrates and nitrites, which is commonly observed, these nitrates will be indicating decomposition of the organic matter in the water source. then nitrates are converted into nitrates, and in the intestine it will be utilized by the bacteria and bacterial multiplication will be there. Then nitrates bind the hemoglobin, anemia will be there, and reduce the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood in the bird. Maximum acceptable limit will be 25 milligram per liter for nitrates, and for nitrites 4 milligram per liter. Then chloride, maximum acceptable limit is 250 milligram per liter. Level as much as low 14 milligram per liter can affect the production if sodium levels are more than 50 milligram per liter. That means if it will be combining with chloride, will be combining with sodium, again it will affect the bird's health. Then zinc, higher level is very much toxic, and maximum acceptable limit is 1.5 milligram per liter. Then iron, common water quality problem in India. Lot of states are having this higher level of iron content. Higher level will produces bad odor as well as taste as well as brown coloration of this water. Higher concentration of this iron will accelerate the bacterial growth or bacterial contamination, and secondary complication will be there. And maximum acceptable limit will be 0.3 milligram per liter. Already I have shown you how does our water looks like. Lot of time source water will look like this, drinker will be like this. Lot of time we used to see the pH more than 7.6 or more than that also. There will be higher contamination of our drinkers. Lot of time we used to see biofilm inside the pipelines. This is the endoscopic camera review done by our team members, Kemin team members, and we used to evaluate this biofilm by endoscopic camera also. Then what is this impact of this poor water management in the breeder? It reduces the feed intake. This decrease the feed consumption will lead to slower down the growth rate as well as poor flock uniformity or flock development. Then this poor uniformity, uneven water access results in the inconsistent flock uniformity, and there will be drop or no peak will be achieved. Then reproductive issues, decreased egg production and fertility will be negatively impacted in the breeder flocks or productivity. Disease susceptibility, higher level of contamination will lead to bacterial contamination, E. coli contamination, immunosuppression, and immunosuppression will lead to higher disease susceptibility. Then litter problem, wet litter, it will lead to foot pad dermatitis and ammonia issues or ammonia burns, head swelling and secondary complications, and affecting the bird welfare also. Then what are the consequences of this improper water quality in the poultry? Ultimately it will impact the digestion of the bird. Digestive disturbances, that means nutrient absorption will be impacted, decrease the water consumption, disrupt the mineral metabolism, especially calcium and phosphorus metabolism, failure of the sanitization efficacy. We are spending a lot of money for the sanitization, but it will be not fulfilling the requirements. Then immunosuppression, increase the microbial load and secondary complication, biofilm formation and secondary complication, and immunosuppression. These are the consequences of this improper water quality in the poultry. So what are the waterborne diseases in the poultry? There are a number of diseases, or each and every disease will be transmitted or aggravated due to improper water sanitization or acidification. So I will not take the name of all these diseases, even influenza, cholera, E. coli, mycoplasma, whatever it may be, staphylococcus, streptococcus, whatever it may be, it will be transmitted due to this water. And I will highlight over here, if you don't drink the water present at the farm level, why you are asking bird to take that? That's why I used to say the farmers or customers, we should be able to drink that water which is providing to the birds. We should also able to drink whenever you are visiting the farm. That much quality of the water we should manage at your farm level, and which will be helping you to get the better productivity. There are different methods for the water sanitization or water treatment. in that quaternary ammonium compound, ultraviolet rays, then iodophores, ozonation, peracetic acid, hydrogen peroxide, chlorination or bromination, and organic acid usage. So just I will try to highlight advantages and disadvantages of each method. So before going to this water sanitization method, what are the targeted water quality parameters at the farm level? Microbiological parameters, total heterophilic plate count, it should be less than 100. Total coliform count, it should be less than 0. Salmonella species, it should be negative. Then pH 5 to 6.8. Hardness less than 180 ppm. Iron less than 0.3 ppm. Temperature, this should be in between 18 to 21 degrees centigrade. It should not be less than 15 and it should not be more than 30 degrees centigrade. And water sanitization, pre-chlorine should be 2 to 5 ppm. ORP should be 650 to 750 millivolts. These are the recommendation or target for the poultry production. Then quaternary ammonium compound, what are the advantages? This is very good method for water sanitization, which is non-toxic, non-corrosive, relatively stable in presence of organic matter, which is having broad spectrum effect on the bacteria, virus, fungus and algae as well as yeast and mold also, and which is having residual antimicrobial activity. But disadvantage is it will not work in low hard water. That means it's having the low hard water tolerance, so it will not work in the hard water. This is one. Another thing, cost effectiveness is one of the concern I have not mentioned here. Its cost is higher, and each and every farmer want to spend as much as possible less money for the water quality management. Then UV rays, which is effective against most of the bacteria as well as viruses, does not increase the water TDS, but disadvantages are effectiveness is reduced by turbidity. Lot of time turbidity is a common observation in our farm, and this UV rays will not work in presence of organic matter. It does not provide the residual effect. Once we will treat the water with UV rays, contamination will drastically drop down or it becomes zero, but within 1 hour again recontamination will be there. Then less effective against some certain viruses, so there are some limitations. Then iodophores, which is a broad spectrum antimicrobial action, less irritating to the mucous membrane as well as skin, and compared to chlorine, less corrosive than chlorine, and in presence of organic matter, sanitization activity is better than chlorine, but disadvantages are adversely affected by the water hardness. If hardness of the water is more, iodophores will not work. As well as when you are using the iodophores, there will be higher foam formation. Foam formation will be higher. Then ozonization, it's very much effective method for bactericide, bacteria as well as virus as well as which works with chemical oxidation and react with iron and manganese and making both more easily removable by filtration and not affected by the water pH. But disadvantages are which act at the point of contact only. We used to call ozone as a contact sanitizer, as well as dissipate rapidly, providing no sanitizing residual effect, and there will be recontamination. Then peracetic acid, this is a potent oxidizing agent which will kill the bacteria or microbes present in the water with oxidization and removes biofilm at the higher dose, as well as very effective on the virus, bacteria as well as fungi, and does not increases the water pH, TDS. But disadvantages are corrosive to some metals or galvanized metals, steel, brass, copper. This will make them corrosive. Then strong pungent smell, or which is having some handling issues also. Handling is some accident may be caused due to this peracetic acid usage. Then hydrogen peroxide, which is having broad spectrum activity on bacteria, virus as well as fungi, act by oxidization, deals with biofilm. Lot of time our poultry farmers are using H2O2 or hydrogen peroxide for the biofilm removing or this pipeline flushing. But there are some disadvantages, which is corrosive, not stable in treated water, does not provide any lasting residual activity, as well as deteriorates the deteriorates quality upon long standing. We know that hydrogen peroxide is commonly supplied in the black drums, but when this hydrogen peroxide is directly exposed to direct sunlight or oxygen, its quality will be deteriorated, its efficacy will be deteriorated, and need to add silver nitrate for its stability. Silver nitrate is used for the stabilizer, as a stabilizer for this hydrogen peroxide. Then chlorination, which is a commonly used method for the water sanitization, uh, that is bleaching powder or chlorine dioxide gas or chlorine tablet. This bleaching powder or chlorine dioxide is containing this chlorine, and chlorine tablet contains sodium dichloroisocyanurate, NaDCC tablet. Okay. Then calcium hypochlorite, which is we used to call it as a bleaching powder, acts as a oxidizing agent. Then broad spectrum activity on the bacteria, virus and fungi, which is very much cheap and readily available, but there are some disadvantages, which is very much corrosive. Most of the time this bleaching powder is not having the stability. If you are opening the bleaching powder drum or bag and it will be exposed to the direct sunlight or oxygen, its efficacy will be coming down. That means it is unstable. Sometimes it may form the toxic chlorine gas and leading to the accidents, and it is having very irritant effect on the mucous membrane, as well as efficacy reduces in presence of organic matter. So these are the disadvantages for this bleaching powder. Then sodium dichloroisocyanurate, that is the NaDCC tablet, which is the most commonly used sanitizer in the poultry industry, and it contains 64.5% of available chlorine, and this free chlorine is not effective unless this NaDCC will be dissociating in the two forms, which is like this hypochlorous acid HOCl and hypochlorite ion OCl. This hypochlorous acid is a oxidizing agent which is having the antimicrobial effect, and OCl is a like tuna powder. It's not having any role, but this dissociation of NaDCC is pH dependent. If water pH is 4, HOCl or hypochlorous acid formation will be 100%, 0% will be OCl formation. If water pH is 5, HOCl formation will be 98 to 99%, 1 to 2% will be OCl formation. If water pH will be 7, HOCl formation will be 95%, OCl formation will be 5%. If water pH is 7, HOCl formation will be 75% and OCl formation will be 25%. But as I told you prior, there should be more than 80 to 85% hypochlorous acid formation, then only NaDCC will be doing the proper water sanitization, and which is pH dependent. You can see in between 5 to 6.8, HOCl formation will be more than 80%. Once water pH crosses 6.8, HOCl formation will be less than 75%. That means it will be not fulfilling the sanitization effect. And in each breed manual or cob manual or WinCob manual, we can see on the 3rd or 4th page of water management, water pH should be acidic in between 5 to 6.8. And during chlorination or using NaDCC tablet, we should make sure water pH should be in between 5.5 to 6.8 to get better efficacy. Then recommended free chlorine level at the drinker level or bird level, it should be 2 to 3 ppm at the end drinker. At the start drinker, it may range about around 4 to 5 ppm. Higher the pre-chlorine level, water consumption may also get impacted. So we should ensure from the start till the end of the pipeline or drinker level, it should range in between 2 to 5 ppm. It should not cross more than 5 ppm. Then disinfection by mix the chemicals like NADCC as well as BCDMH, bromochlorodimethyl hadantoin, which is also one of the upcoming method, and which is effective against this bacteria as well as bacterial recontamination. Bromine enhances the water sanitization efficacy of this NADCC, especially coliform count, almost effective in all the water types and active in presence of ammonia. Most of the time we used to see higher level of ammonia in the farm level, and that may impact the chlorine efficacy. But along with chlorine, if we are providing this BCDMH, then we will get the better and better efficacy of the sanitization. Then you can see last and most important method is organic acid usage. Lot of time we are using combination of organic acid. Lot of time some of the customers are using organic acid like acetic acid, or sometimes vinegar also they are using. But we used to recommend to the customers, use organic acid, which is the best method for the water sanitization, but we should use the combination of weak organic acids, and that will give you long lasting effect, and which will be having the better effect not only on the water sanitization but also on the improving the digestion and nutrient utilization also. What is this importance of acidification? It will reduce the microbial load in the drinkers, improve the performance by improving the nutrient absorption or digestion, improves the feed conversion ratio by better nutrient absorption, improves the weight gain as well as decreases the mortality by secondary complication. This is one article or one study we have seen. This acidification will improve more than 4% digestible matter digestibility, more than 5% of protein digestibility, and more than 9% of phosphorus utilization by doing the acidification. Then this is the one of the important aspect we need to know about this biofilm. Lot of time we are using the pipelines or drinker lines or nipple lines, and in between that lot of biofilm formation will be there in the PVC pipe or stainless steel pipe. Then biofilm formation is influenced by the factors such as flow of the water, physical properties of the water, pipeline material, as well as PVC pipe shows higher biomass accumulation compared to stainless steel pipes. Then biofilm cells itself by secreting a thick polysaccharide that is not easily be penetrated by the commonly used sanitizer or acidifiers. So secondary complication will be more. Biofilm serve as a reservoir for the pathogen as well as its multiplication, or E. coli as well as salmonella, which can lead to the higher and higher secondary complication and immunosuppression. Then this polysaccharide level can even neutralizes the sanitization efficacy. Higher the biofilm, less will be the efficacy of your sanitizer. That means we are spending the money not for any purpose. Only this biofilm will be not doing this their job. It will be not allowing to do that sanitizer job. So for this pipeline flushing, I have made some this flushing chart. So how to calculate the pipeline volume? How lot of time farmer will ask how much water I should take, how much pipelines are there, and how much this compound should be added for the pipeline flushing. For that I have made this formula. You can be utilizing this, how much quantity it will be containing in the pipeline, and that will give you the idea about the water pipeline flushing.
This is for the round pipe or the
Round pipe. This is round. This is for round pipe only. Because here you can see I have mentioned pipe. Pipe means round pipe. Okay. For not square pipe, we have to do a different calculation. I will, if required, I will also make for that. Then for biofilm flushing, lot of time we used to see while flushing such type of debris or dirty water is coming from the end of the pipeline. Lot of time flush the water will be containing such type of debris inside it, and we are using lot of time H2 to hydrogen peroxide, or we are recommending to use the acid like W also, which is a combination of weak organic acid along with DDC didecyl ethyl ammonium chloride, which will be helping to remove this biofilm. And if it's continuous usage in the water as a water sanitizer, it will not allow to form this biofilm in the pipeline. And this, for the hard water scale formation, we should use the acidic detergent or acidic compounds, and for organic debris and biofilm we should use the alkaline compound for this flushing of the pipeline. This is also one of the graph. You can see the effect of pH, effect on pH by these compounds. You can see once you are adding this acidifier, 7.98 pH is brought down to 5.6, 6.78 pH is brought down to 4.8, 7.64 to 6.1. That means drastic drop down in the water pH, which is as per the recommendation with the recommended dose, which will help you to bring down the water pH to the recommended level. Then endoscopic camera view of this pipeline our team have done. You can see before and after. Before pipeline flushing, such type of biofilm will be there inside the pipeline, and after flushing we have done the endoscopic camera observation. Just for the understanding, I have kept some videos. Just I will play one or two. You can observe there. Can you play this one here? Yeah, you can see in this video how much debris is there inside the pipeline. Endoscopic camera, we have put it inside the pipeline. Lot of algal development like these things are there. You can see here. Next one. Stop it. Next. Yeah, you can see in this, after doing the flushing with H2O2, you can see it has removed drastically, but still some debris is there. Still it is there. Then we have done it with acid like W. That's also you can see inside how much debris is there or biofilm is there. It is there. But when we have done it with acid like W, you can see over here. You can see nipples are very much clean. Still some remaining debris is coming out. This much cleaning of this biofilm or flushing of the biofilm is possible with this solution. We can do it. Then what are the leaky buckets for this current water quality management? Normally this is chemical quality, second one is mechanical quality, third one is physical quality, fourth one is natural and traditional methods. These are the common methods we are following, but still we are getting higher loads of pathogens or biofilm or digestibility or issues or indigestion or pH fluctuations, and leading to inconsistent pH maintenance. Enhance this, so we should observe and we should demand a solution which should ensure the consistent water pH management as well as enhancing the digestibility, better litter condition, reduce microbial load, and address the biofilm formation, reformation should be avoided. So this is the things, and we should follow something, and you should not do that things at the farm level. That means for doing, clean the drinkers twice to thrice daily, minimize water tank maintain the water tank under the shed, store the water sanitizer in cool place. This is the most important thing. Nobody is bothering. They will be keeping this water sanitizer next to the water tank, which is directly exposed to the sunlight, which will be leading to less efficacy of that water sanitizer. We should place it in the dark place. Daily check out the water sanitizers available in the store and make availability of it, and make sure for the availability of this sanitizer. You do not store water more than 1 day in the shade water tank. Then do not administer water in the bent pipeline or zigzag pipeline. Do not keep water sanitizer on the top of the tank, and do not use multi-source water to the flocks. Whatever source you are using, you should not change this drastically, or sudden change should not be there, which may affect the bird's health also. Then this is the one important aspect. We should make sure water tank should be covered with the gunny clothes or some agriculture waste product, and overflowing of that, as well as it should maintain under the shed. Then if water scarcity is not there, free flow of the water continuously going on, then insulation of the water lines during hot season or summer season, then drinker cleaning twice to thrice in a day, and adjustment of the drinker level, which is the key to get the better productivity and water consumption in the poultry. Then goal of each and every farmer to get better productivity in the poultry farm, and we should observe or make some guideline or checkpoints, like whether we are doing cleaning of the poultry drinkers or drinker systems daily or properly. Is our daily water sanitizer program is sufficient, or reasons for water recontamination or contamination? Why does biofilm is regularly forming or recurring? Then often use the vitamins, minerals or supplements in the drinker dose rather than adding it in the tank or top water tank, which will again aggravate the biofilm formation because it contains saccharin or sugar in the supplement, all these supplements. So it should be avoided. And whether if there is no solution or no alternative to give this in the drinker, and you are giving it in the pipelines or the tanks, you should flush the pipelines before usage and after usage of these supplements, which will help you to minimize the biofilm formation. This is one another study we can able to see this acidifier usage will help not only to minimize the pH to the desired level, but also improve the digestibility, reduction of the FCR, as well as reduction of the mortality and better performance at the farm level, as well as it will minimize the E. coli count. You can see zone of inhibition of this acidifier on E. coli. It will be more than 33 mm. Same for its enhanced efficacy on the water sanitization with this Acidilac product, Acidilac Azure as well as Acidilac W. Then what are the Kemin acidifier solutions and how it will improve, and what are the results we used to get? We, by using this Acidilac Azure or Acidilac W, you can get better FCR, better microbial reduction or sanitization of the water, and minimizes the dirty egg formation at the breeder farm or layer farm, and which will help you to minimize the biofilm formation and get better productivity at the farm level. We as a Kemin, we are providing the support for this water analysis as well as endoscopic camera observation of the biofilm, as well as evaluating the before and after usage of the acidifier, what are the results and what is the efficacy of the sanitization. And we are evaluating the ORP, as well as we are evaluating the pH at the farm level as a support and services. We are also providing the A3S applicator for the bigger farm like breeder farm as well as layer farm, or more than 1 lakh broiler capacity also, which will be continuously dosing the acidifier as per the requirement. As per the source water, dose will be changing, and it will be having the long lasting efficacy, and which will be giving the profitability in the poultry farming. In summary, water is the most important essential nutrient for the bird to receive, and yet the quality of the bird drinking water is often overlooked. That is, we are not giving more as much as importance. Provide flock with clean ad libidal water, which will make the difference in the performance. We should evaluate the bacteriological quality, and as per the analysis report, we should take the actions. In case of flock health issues, check the bacterial load in the water, select the right sanitizer and cleaning procedure for effective cleaning of the water lines and water sanitization, which will give you better productivity and performance at the farm level. Thank you all. Any question? I will be open for the taking questions. I will be glad. Thank you all. So,
Any question?
yes.
Normally we talk about the antibiotic resistance or things. Like any water sanitizer resistance if you use it continuously.
Very nice. Nice question.
Can you repeat the question? Yes, sir. Normally when you are talking about antibiotics, you will talk about the resistance, antibiotic resistance. Like that, we are not talking about any water sanitizer resistance. Any possible because if you use it continuously, any sanitizer, you can get any resistance.
Yes. Very good question. And lot of time this question is raised by a lot of audience or a lot of farmers that we should rotate the sanitizer or not. In case of broiler productivity, I used to say proper biofilm management or biofilm flushing will make higher effectiveness of the water sanitizer than this resistance. No doubt, in broilers, we are liquidating the flock in between 35 to 42 days. Next batch is coming. No need for rotation. But in case of breeder or layer, I used to say if you are using the acidifier combinations, no need to rotate. But if you are using hydrogen peroxide or chlorine based compound, sometimes we used to say we should give the rest because we are rearing the flocks for years or months together. So 2 months gap we can give and again you can restart that product again. So, but it will not have the resistance. For the resistance, this is not like a resistant development, but which will help you to minimize the biofilm formation in the pipelines. Thank you. Yes.
What is the exact procedure of water flushing
Yeah.
in broiler farm?
Very good. I have mentioned over there. You may have. Yeah. Very good. So, whenever we are telling to the farmers, do the pipeline flushing, what farmers are doing, you also know, and everybody will agree or disagree with me that I have done flushing. How you have done? They will do one thing. They will put a tank filled with water. They will do forceful flushing with the 1 0 HP tilo pump or 1 HP tilo pump, and they will remove the debris from the other end. Or sometimes they will put some hydrogen peroxide. That also dose calculation will be wrong. We have to follow this. How much pipelines, how much quantity of water will be filled in that, and to make the pressure of that in all pipelines, we have to take that much quantity in the tank. You have to allow the water or added with this product, whatever it may be, hydrogen peroxide or acid like W, or whatever product you are using, or sometimes we are suggesting this Aquamax or all these things are there. Lot of people are using. So after adding that, that water should come at the each drinker level. Each drinker pipe, you have to lock it. Each and every drinker level, you have to keep this solution for 18 to 24 hours minimum, and after that you have to do the forceful flushing. Nobody is doing. This is the standard procedure we should follow at the broiler farm level, and which will be giving the better efficacy rather than putting the medicine and removing it from the other end as well as drinker end. It will not remove the pipeline. Longer the holding, more than 12 to 24 hours, more will be the detachment of this biofilm inside the pipeline. As I already told, these are the polysaccharide layers. This combination of acids, weak organic acids, or DDC in that, or hydrogen peroxide, it will allow to detach that polysaccharide level on the pipeline, and when you are doing the forceful flushing, it will be removed from the other end. So minimum 18 to 24 hour holding in the pipeline is required, but this is not advisable for breeder and layer because we could not hold this water for that much time. So for breeder, different procedures or layer different procedure. For broiler, terminal disinfection. We used to say it as a terminal disinfection. For that, we have to hold it for 18 to 24 hours at least.
Summer is not possible.
No, not during flock. I am not telling during flock. I have told terminal disinfection. During flock only, during summer time, half an hour is sufficient. With higher dose, you can make the flushing of the pipelines. But in broiler, if you are doing proper terminal disinfection, no need to worry in between the batch. In between the batch, proper terminal disinfection will ensure reformation of this biofilm. You have to follow that. Thank you. Any more?
Ozonation requires any acidification?
Uh,
Chlorination.
no. Ozonation not require any acidification, but chlorination require acidification because chlorine will dissociate in two parts: HOCl, hypochlorous acid, and hypochlorite ion. That dissociation is dependent upon the pH of water. Acidic will be the pH, more than 80% HOCl formation will be there. Otherwise, no. But for ozonization, not required. But ozonization is having the contact killing. When ozonization will happen, microbial load will drastically drop down. Within 1 hour or 2 hours, it will again regain or recontamination will be there. It is the best method, but recontamination is the biggest challenge. And another important thing, this normally in poultry farm, we are keeping the water minimum 8 hours. So up to 8 hours. I am having lot of articles and studies also. Up to 12 hours we have studied how much is the recontamination. So that you have to evaluate at the farm level and then you have to decide whether to follow.
What about the residual ozonization?
Residual effect is less, as I have mentioned. Once ozonization happens, 1 hour excellent result, 1 to 2 hours somewhat recontamination, again recontamination, because 8th hour you will get the higher contamination. But if your water is not having the organic matter or already contamination is less, its efficacy will be sustained for longer duration.
UV also, UV treated one.
Yes, yeah, same. UV treated also contact killing. That also recontamination will be there. Thank you.
Only ozonization can be effective.
There are a lot of articles I have seen. Ozonization has given very excellent result. But at R&D facilities or all these things, I have seen very excellent results. Some of the breeder customers also told me, sir is also here, sir can also throw on some light on that. Some of the breeder customers also told me sometime I have used the ozonization. I got very good result. They have told me, shared me one observation. Comb color is very much fresh. Bird will be looking very fresh, alert like that. But there are some limitation because we are in big operations. And in big operation, organic matter and recontamination is the biggest challenge. As well as third one is biofilm and hygiene or cleanliness in the farm. Normally, we used to say cleaning and disinfection for our poultry industry. We will not say any time sterilization. If sterilized environment is there, excellent. But for cleaning and disinfection, we are killing the microbes 99.999, not 100%. For sterilization, 100% reduction will be there. So 0.001% contamination is there. That means recontamination chances are higher. So that is the some limitation. But there are some research articles as well as articles are there and some experience also there that it's giving good results. We need to go with the mass trials or mass scale studies and observations.
Ozonization followed by the proper pipeline.
Flushing, yeah, that is the key.
Because if ozonization they may be soil, but when it is moving through the pipeline,
That is the biggest concern.
that may also have
Yes,
for all the water sanitizers. This particular
biofilm is the biggest culprit.
that will be ineffective.
Yes,
So my next question is
Mike, please.
whether the acidification only is sufficient as a water sanitizer.
Very good question. Acidification is not only sufficient for the sanitization, but there are products available in the market, combination of acidifier and disinfectant or sanitizer. That means it will be containing weak organic acid combination like propionic, formic, fumaric, lactic and citric acid. These are the weak acids, short chain fatty acids. Along with that, DDAC, that is didecyl diethyl ammonium chloride, which is a strong disinfectant or microbial efficacy is better. So combination of both should be there. If you want only to use acidifier, acidifier will work for pH reduction. Sanitizer you need to add it separately. But products are available like acid like W. It is a combination of acidifier and sanitizer. You can use it. Yes. Thank you.
What's your ADS content? What's your ADS content?
DDAC.
ADS, your product.
ADAC no. Acid lac. Acid lac. It's a combination of weak organic acid. There are two variants. There is acid lac azure or acid lac W. Azure is only acidifier. Along with that, you have to use some other sanitizer like chlorine or bromine or whatever it may be. But acid lac W concentrated liquid is a combination of weak organic acid like propionic, formic, fumaric, lactic and citric acid. Along with that, DDAC, didecyl diethyl ammonium chloride, which is an antiviral, antibacterial and antifungal agent. So both the combination. If you are using acid lac W, no need to use any sanitizer separately. But if you are using acid lac azure, you have to use sanitizer separately.
How many days once we should do flushing?
Normally during the higher challenging period, I used to suggest to the broiler farmer once in a batch and once during terminal disinfection. That is enough. But when challenges are not higher, that time terminal disinfection is only sufficient. Breeders, every 15 days you have to do the water line flushing. Every 15 days I used to advise. And whenever you are doing any medication, before medication and after medication, you have to do the flushing. At least.
Flushing means only just flushing or
Flushing. No. Pipeline medication only 15 days once. But during medication, pre-flushing, post-flushing. So that any saccharin level or any sweeteners are there, it will cause the stickiness. It will be flushed out with forceful flushing. That will be enough.
Others use it, terminal infection is but other form, most of the farmers will be using some vitamins.
Yes.
But in that case, the impact of that on people.
Yes, sir. It will be impacting it. Normally, whenever we are seeing any additives or supportive treatment you are doing in the pipeline, slime formation will be there inside. Ultimately, biofilm formation will be there. Biofilm formation will be there means there will be localization of the E. coli. This is the first most important thing. And E. coli means other microbes will be also there. Ultimately, it will be causing the secondary complication. This secondary complication will be causing this mycoplasma complications as well as some immunosuppression in the flocks. Ultimately, our performance will be reduced. I used to say to the farmers, broiler farmers, mortality saving of 0.2% in a batch also will give you your return on investment for the water acidification and sanitization. If you are using acidifier and sanitizer combination, as I already told, 86% of the water samples are alkaline in pH throughout India. No doubt, in Bangladesh, some of the area are more than 70% of the Bangladesh. Whenever I used to visit and I used to see, water pH is not more than 6.8, source water. But in India, source water pH is more than 7.5 or 7.6. Most and one more, my field observation, I am just telling, sir, you are having more experience than me. Then also I am telling, the pH of water depends upon the season as well as water level. Higher the water level, lesser will be the water pH. Deeper the water level, more will be the water pH. Higher the water level, more will be the microbial contamination. deeper the water level, less will be the contamination, but TDS will be increased. So these are the one important aspect I used to see. This will be causing lot of complication in the our productivity of the flocks.
What are the major interactions when it comes to sanitation? Which are the major interacting compounds which we should not mix it while we are giving sanitation?
Normally, for lot of time, I used to say the farmers and customers, sir, I am using a water sanitizer as chlorine as a water sanitizer. Should I use it during vaccination or not? Okay, yes.
These
And
vaccinations and providing
yeah, vaccine during vaccination, no need of sanitizer. That doesn't mean you are giving vaccine, you give the nala water, that is dirty water. Ultimately, after vaccination, you are getting a lot of complications: head swelling, E. coli, sneezing, coughing. Or lot of time we are adding during vaccination some ice purchased from the market, which is containing higher load of MPN. So that is one another thing. Whenever you are giving the sanitizer, whatever sanitizer you are using, make sure its level. Chlorine should not cross 4 to 5 ppm in the bird level, at the bird level. Minimum 2, maximum 4, 5. Higher the level of this chlorine, lesser will be the efficacy of the antibiotics. Some of the antibiotics like chlortetracycline or oxytetracycline, that is having some contraindications. Likewise, for azithromycin also, lot of time it is observed that higher level of chlorine, its efficacy will be reducing down. Like this, articles are there. But to be very frank, I will not advise any farmer, don't use sanitizer if you are using any this vaccination, or don't use sanitizer when you are using any medication. Not required. That means you are giving some antibiotic this side to kill the bacteria, and from other side you are pushing the bacteria inside. So no use of that.
So is it compatible to give both?
Yes. Normally, whatever sanitizer we are using in the poultry industry, those are compatible with commonly used sanitizer, acidifier, antibiotics, and coccidiostats. There are some contraindications. We need to go through that. There are some, but commonly used are compatible with each other. Only this you have raised that one more point, probiotic. Olden days, probiotics are not advised or indicated during antibiotic usage. That was there. But now there are a lot of probiotic available in the market which are compatible with commonly used antibiotics, sanitizer, acidifier, anticoccidials. No effect at all, which are in spore form. Whenever they are getting the favorable condition, it will be germinating and multiplying. So no contraindication. Likewise, you have to do the selections.
Because most of the sanitizers are oxidizing agents.
Yes.
And when we give these electrolytes at this summer,
That-
there will be chelation effect.
Yes, chelation effect.
All the sanitation effect is also lost, but the electrolyte effects are also
Right. That's why I used to say when you are using this chlorine in a pipeline, okay, electrolyte, I don't recommend any time electrolyte in the pipeline or the tanks. You see, whenever you are giving the electrolyte, you will get odor, foul smell from the pipeline or water source also. That is not a bad effect, but there will be some biofilm formation will be there. So electrolyte, better use it in the water and give it in the drinker dose during the hot weather. So it will be consuming off the pipeline for half an hour or 45 minutes. Then put the this uh, electrolyte water in the drinkers. Drinker dose will be sufficient in the broilers.
but most of them have nipple system.
And then we cannot. I told na, there are some limitations. We have to give it, but after that you have to plus that.
When the same effect will be there for chlorine dioxide also.
Chlorine,
Chlorine dioxide.
yes.
So now, chlorine.
Chlorine and chlorine dioxide effects are there. One step ahead effects also you will get in the chlorine dioxide, but it's handling solution A, solution B. That is the one biggest concern, and its purity. That is the only limitation as per my understanding.
Now, because in market, I think sterilized tablets also.
Yes, it is available. That is also giving same effect, more or less same effect. But still, pH and organic matter in the water plays important role.
What is the opinion about efficiency of the chlorine tablet? Normally, how many hours you take?
No, 8 to 12 hours chlorine tablets. 8 to 12 hours, provided those tablet bottles should be airtight and it should be not exposed to the direct sunlight. It should not be directly exposed to the oxygen. You can see in the container of this chlorine tablets or NADCC tablet, first tablet will give very strong smell, but last tablet will be giving very less. So it should not expose to the direct oxygen and sunlight. It will be having the better efficacy.
Contact time is needed after.
Yeah. 10 minutes, minimum 10 to 15 minutes contact time is required for chlorine.
Majority of the time we talk about the E. coli counts or the Indian counts or whatever. It is majority of the time aerobic.
Yeah. No, sir. I have mentioned in my presentation. You can see E. coli or fecal count is high, means other microbial load is also high.
It's fine. I'm talking about anaerobes.
Anaerobes, yeah.
Majority of the time we don't do the anaerobic this thing in the labs also.
Sir, normally anaerobes clustered, yeah.
This thing which is environmentally present in
Yes.
most of the populations. See, even the water storage tanks, wherever it is, definitely anaerobic condition is more maintained.
Yes. So normally, sir, this anaerobic count also we can do. I have mentioned in one.
Because whether the water sanitizers are really effective against
No,
these things.
no, sir. Antibiotics. Only antibiotics will be effective. Sanitizer will not have any role. Only on Salmonella, E. coli. But for anaerobic compound or anaerobic bacteria, water sanitizer
The
will
most neglected
thing. Yes, very true.
also it is the most challenging for the necrotic
Enteritis.
diseases and all, which is increasing.
Yes,
That I don't know how any products which are available to address such a
yes. Lot of products are available. If
anaerobes.
anaerobes also. Lot of products are available in the market. We can.
Any
So you can use this antibiotics or sanitizer. No sanitizer. Sanitizer will be not.
control to this thing,
Yes.
because it is a continuous process.
Process.
Antibiotics you can use for some days, and then you have to you cannot use antibiotics continuously.
Yes.
That challenges I don't know.
Yes. We need to do more and more studies on that, and definitely we will try to do it and come back with this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all once again. If you are not having any more questions,
If you have further questions, you
We
can, you can discuss it while taking the tea.
G.
Thank you, Dr. Venkat Shelke.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice informative presentation, and it's practically very useful also.
Thank you.
So, I request one of our members, Atin Kumar, to come forward and give him a moment.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, now this is time for us to thank Kemin Industries for having coming forward for this excellent presentation. So I call Ashish to come forward and discuss profitability with the committee. And Nitin from Kemin, please come forward. I request RS Party to come forward. And I request Dr. Amit. And Dr. Martin, please come forward. And thank you all for having come over here and almost about 2 hours with us. We have arranged, not we, Kevin has arranged high tea with snacks. Please have it. Any discussion left, you can do it. And interaction among yourself for the presenters, please. Please join us. Thank you all.
Mike.